welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. Now we have these pictures that you have sent in to our eyewitness portal. Let's begin with this one sent from the University of Ibadan in Oyo State, showing students who our eyewitness reporter says are protesting the death of a 200-level medical student who is said to have collapsed at a football viewing center. Next is this photo from the United Kingdom showing voters at a polling center in Thamesmead, London. From Alagomeji, Yaba in Lagos comes this picture showing a sagging live wire and a slanted electrical pole. Our eyewitness reporter appeals to the relevant authorities to fix the wire and the pole as they constitute danger. And finally is this image of a traffic jam at Apapa in Lagos State. Our eyewitness reporter says that this gridlock has been on since yesterday. Well, we thank you for sending these pictures in. Keep them coming, and please remember that you too can report news and events around you. Now, workers in Plateau State, north central of Nigeria, have commenced an indefinite strike to protest the non-payment of salaries, gratuity and pension to retirees for over 5 months. The leadership of the union in the state insists that the strike will continue until government yields to its demands.
This is the Joseph Gumwalk Secretariat, JOS, the engine room of Plateau State. But now it's under lock and key. Offices are deserted and government activities paralyzed. Alongside security operatives, members of the labor union are outside the premises, but for a different reason. The workers are accusing the state government of being insensitive to their plight.
Non-payment of arrears of minimum wage, consistent non-payment of salary, pension, gratuity, no promotion. The biometric exercise is there almost for 2 years, and that's why after several notices we decided to embark on this indefinite strike.
The head of service blames the dwindling revenue allocation from the Federation account for the current situation.
We just have 3 weeks for this government to run up. There's no need for any strike at this moment, because to me, this strike will produce no result. What they want is full payment of their salaries. And the government is saying that we cannot raise the money needed for this now. Within 3 weeks is not possible. So I believe the new government is coming in, perhaps with the understanding that there's this problem on the ground, and they'll have more time to be able to work on it than the present government.
An incoming member of the State House of Assembly thinks the workers are doing the right thing and issues ought to be settled before the new administration takes over.
When you have a new government, barely a few weeks before anything, you now talk about strike. It will be strange, because the new government will tell you we are unaware of what you're talking about.
It's a few weeks to the end of Governor Jono Jang's administration. With this posture of organized labor in Plateau State, there seems to be no meeting point, which invariably means the public service sector could stay paralyzed for now.
Ex-militants from Delta State have staged a protest demanding the payment of their training allowances. The group from the Bradana Training Center is also calling for the issuance of their training certificates. They obstructed traffic at the DSE roundabout in Warri, Delta State. Armed with placards and banners, it accuses the federal government's amnesty office of breaching the terms of contract. They've given the authorities 7 days to meet their demands or face a total shutdown of oil operations in the Niger Delta region. About 300 delegates of the amnesty program were posted to 2 training centers in Warri on pipeline welding and fabrication on August the 23rd, 2013. Angry students of the University of Ibadan in Oyo State today paralyzed commercial activities in the town while protesting the death of one of their colleagues. Tragedy struck last night when a 200-level student of the Department of Human Kinetics and Health Education, Musliuddin Mayowa Alaro, slumped while watching the European Champions League match in one of the institution's hall. 23-year-old Musliuddin was rushed to the school's clinic where he died due to what the students say was a lackadaisical attitude of the nurses on duty.
have their seat, and 3 of them, they said it's not available. The remaining one went to UCH. How can that be the school system where emergency cases can occur? So the issue is the lackadaisical attitude, and that of the school management too. It's not just, you know, just say it's going to the school management too, because we are the one that is facing all this, and we are grieved. They are so much more than
they took him to the hospital, that's clinic, Jajao. Before they could attend to him, they were asking for the card. A student, it's an emergency. These people are medical doctors, and they sworn to an oath. It's an oath of ethics that you should revive a life before anything, and they are not following it. And this is not the first time. And it's something I've witnessed before. I was sick, I went there. Actually, they attended to me first. They attended to me first before the person that was even shivering. I was surprised. That's just the way it is. And we are fighting for a better union.
It's an unfortunate incident that happened in the university, no doubt about it. But you recall that about an hour ago, the Vice Chancellor actually has addressed the students on this, and he has also asked them to give us 48 hours to address this issue. The issue of students going on the road to block the main road. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I find it difficult to believe that these are students, because the leadership of the students and the students themselves, like I said, the Vice Chancellor has actually addressed them, and efforts are going on even in the university now. I had to leave the management meeting to come here to address you. So all this, by the grace of God, are under control. For those that are over there, I find it difficult to tell you that they are students of the university.
Well, in the meantime, the lingering labor crisis in the country's universities is capable of setting the incoming administration on a bad footing unless the incumbent president resolves the dispute before the handover date. Already, members of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and the Non-Academic Staff Union say they are looking up to the President-elect, General Muhammadu Buhari, to implement a failed 2009 collective agreement with the federal government, which has led to several strikes in recent times. According to members of the unions, the non-implementation or renegotiation of that agreement by the new government could force them into embarking on industrial actions.
The Implementation Monitoring Committee set up by the federal government have been frustrated by government officials. All effort by the IMC, Implementation Monitoring Committee, set up by the federal government to ensure the full implementation and realization of this 2009 agreement, all our efforts have been frustrated. Letters have been written, efforts have been made to visit even ministers and the SGF and even the president, all to no avail. Our prayer, immediate payment of the agreed allowances. For the incoming administration to be aware of what we've been passing through, so that not when they come on, they will now say that we are not aware. That is the essence of this press conference. We are not giving ultimatum now. Okay? Let it be very clear that we are not giving ultimatum. That does not mean that if our voices are not heard, we will not give government. We know the process of giving going on strike. We know the process. We follow the due process. But for now, we are just bringing this the situation, of course, to the incoming. This is particularly for the incoming administration of General Muhammadu Buhari.
Well, in other news, the Minister of Interior, Mr. Abba Moro, has debunked the claims that the ministry substituted genuine list of victims of the immigration recruitment exercise Stampede with strange names. According to Mr. Moro, the said list was compiled by the Presidential Committee that investigated the Stampede and had nothing to do with the ministry. He, however, promised that the names of victims who were not captured in the first list are being collated and they would be forwarded to the committee, which is responsible for screening the victims to ascertain the veracity of the claims. He gave the assurance that those that have genuine claims would be adequately compensated. Now, 2 people were killed and properties worth millions of naira destroyed in Orago community in the Felodun local government area of Kwara State during a recent clash between the youth and Fulani herdsmen called the Bororos. The herdsmen were alleged to have broken an agreement signed by both parties not to come to market days with weapons. On Big Story tonight, we'll take a look at the issues that led to the violence and its aftermath.
Onroago community is a suburb of Ilorin in the Kwara State capital.
It's on the north central of Nigeria. People here are predominantly farmers and have cohabited peacefully with their neighbors from the core north, like the Fulani herdsmen. And in a bid to sustain the peace that existed, an agreement was signed by both parties in 2014. An agreement that stops the nomads from holding weapons on market days.
When the Burros who carry weapons along with them to the market, or the market day, were challenged, that is that particular day, to know why they had to flout the monarch's order, rather than explain, or in the least, the apologetic, they took caution to the wind, initiated mayhem, and marketed some militants of Urago.
However, that peace accord is truncated months later by some of the herdsmen, and that results to a clash. 2 people are killed, houses razed, and several motorcycles destroyed.
As you hear, I say that the Fulani people they fight with themselves for that side. The boys don't run come up because that is you know what I'm telling you so. They sell phone. So I never run to go to that sister. One bro does run meter, cut and cutlass here. Cut and cut here foul. Then that is my brother and I carry and go to hospital again. Before when I go there and to that side now, where they come fire, they die immediately.
Market activities have reduced after the deadly clash. 6 members of the community are said to have been arrested by the police in the state and taken to the police headquarters in Abuja.
He said that there was a petition from bureaus that they wrote to IG that our people killed their people, burned their houses, or this and that. No, we said no. That those people that the names of the people that were wrote, that most of them were not even in the town.
We did the preliminary investigation. We were asked to transfer the matter back to Abuja, and like you know, command is under the federal, it's under the force headquarters. So it is possible for them to have come, maybe in the course of the investigation, to pick 1 or 2 persons, and they don't have any reason to recourse to us. They can only come for us to show them the way, you understand, to get into that place, since they are not domiciled in Kwara State. But now they have done that, the investigation is being handled by Abuja.
We tried to prevail on both sides, not to do anything that will lead to degeneration of this crisis. And when various information was coming in about threats by Bororos to come and launch a reprisal attack, the state government sent 2 units of mobile policemen to Urago.
As it stands, the regular nomadic activity seems to have disappeared as the herdsmen flee the town, perhaps to avoid a reprisal attack. But the people plead for an urgent intervention for peace to again return to the lowly Urago community.
When News at 10 returns, oil giant Shell declares force majeure on Nigeria's exports of all Cardi's crude oil stream. That's in business news. Please join us again.